Listen to me, my gorgeous Aquarius. Please listen to me. What am I about to say? It's going to be extremely important. The year 2023 is going to be the most powerful year of your lives. When it comes to the actual previous year, when it comes to the year 2022, there was so much going on in your lives, and it's to do with the personal things on a personal level that you had to deal with, that you had to battle with, and that in itself created way too much of an emotional confusion. And the things were really kind of intense for you, and especially up right until the end of the year 2022, it's like, oh my god, it just became really intense. But you literally knew that the things are not going to change unless you make a really important decision, extremely important decision. You did indeed made, and that particular important decision you have found very difficult, because it is a lot to do with your emotions, and it's a lot to do with an unfounded fear as well that you kind of felt within. Because as I said, it's a lot to do with things like when you're dealing with things, when you are having like a huge amount of emotional confusion, then you do not see kind of things clearly. I mean, not as such, but you're not able to weigh on things like in spiritual terms, in the best possible way, because you are like kind of guided by your emotions, but then at the same time, sometimes your own emotions can take the better of you. And what am I trying to say to you? Because you have found out really, at around the end of the year 2022, you have found out about someone being quite dishonest with you. And this dishonesty, once you kind of became aware of this was like kind of something that you needed in order to like kind of have your own confirmation here. So you knew that things that you felt like kind of previously were leading you to this point of your life. So my point is that emotionally you have been through so much, bless your heart. And it's not only 2022, but I'm talking about 2021 and even 2020 as well. It kind of started roughly at around 2020, to be quite honest with you. And this has caused like, oh my god, one of the biggest roller coasters of your lives. And I love you so much because you managed to stay on top of things. You were like completely unselfish. I'm not saying that you're selfish, but you're one of those beautiful signs who are going to put the actual people in their life on a number one, as a number one, like, what means to you. Do you know what I mean? So you are a really kind of, you have what I really admire about you and what I love about you, because you have been through so much over the last 2 or 3 years, and emotionally this kind of like a drained so much of your precious energy. But you did manage to be on top of things, especially when it comes to like important people in your life, especially when it comes to like things that you're taking care of, especially when it comes to your responsibilities. You managed, bless your heart, to actually stay on top of them. And very often within the last 2 or 3 years, you so unselfishly have given so much of your love away. And when I say unselfishly given so much of your love away, it means that you were going through an emotional storm, but an amazing, absolutely mind-blowing, incredible thing is that nobody in your life who, let's say, maybe depends on you, like your children or your friends, nobody in your life was affected by it. You see, this is an incredible quality that you possess. It's such a power, it's such a strength, it's absolutely unbelievable. So although my gorgeous Aquamarini, you went through so much over the last 2 or 3 years, such a big struggle like emotionally, but those people who are so important to you, they didn't miss anything, like kind of like you managed to stay on top of things with everything else. So now, because this is a lot to do. Listen to me very carefully. This is the reason why I'm talking about the previous year right now before I even start here, because it's so all connected. It's to do with the karma. It's to do with a very long and heavy karma that you've been making, you've been creating, you've been kind of like a really kind of you've been making and creating your own karma over the last 2 or 3 years. And this is why it can only go up to the certain point. Once it gets to the certain point, moment, and everything is going to change literally. And that means that you kind of had to work on a karma for some reason. And I'm not saying, oh my God, bad things happen to you because you said you've done something bad to someone else. No, baby, no, that's not at all what am I saying. This is a very karma. When it comes to karma, we are talking about a very complex issue here, okay? So it's very deep and it's very complex. There is so much more to it. But the bottom line is that you worked on your karma. So now it's like basically your life is about to change literally. The last bit of that karma that you had to work on and work with, it's just going to come to an end right when 2022 comes to an end. Bye bye, darling. Right when 2022 comes to an end, this is when the last bit of that karma it's actually going to come to an end. So this is why I'm so excited when it comes to the year 2023. My gorgeous Aquamarini, the year 2023 is literally going to change your life. I do not even know where to start. I do not even know where to begin. You deserve this so much. And now the whole world is about to become your oyster. You're going to experience things this year you've never experienced before. You're going to try things this year 2023 you've never tried before. You're going to start believing in things you never believed in before. Spiritually and mentally, this year is going to be absolutely incredible, and you are going to have probably one of the biggest achievements of your life before the end of this year indeed. My gorgeous Aquamarini, I'm going to start this reading now for the year 2023. Finally, I know. And I'm going to say a little bit about every single month. And before I start these readings, I'm just going to wish you all the best. I wish you a happy new year 2023. My gorgeous Aquamarini, this year is going to be remarkable, beautiful, absolutely life-changing, and you're going to love it, love it, love it. Of course. So now, my gorgeous Aquamarini, I'm going to start with the actual month of January. Now, this is where the big mama is going to step in. You know why I say this? Because the month of January is just going to completely surprise you in itself. Because almost as if because you've been through so much, especially a few months prior to the actual January 2023, and that has almost put you on the path where you are kind of going to subconsciously expect something bad or something negative to happen in January. I can see this clearly. So maybe it's a lot to do with your subconscious mind, or maybe it's a lot to do with you thinking in a certain way about the month of January. I know that you're going to think like there is not much is going to be happening when it comes to the actual January, but you are literally for an absolutely massive, mind-blowing surprise here indeed. January 2023 is going to be completely different to what you can possibly imagine. And let me tell you why. Because January 2023, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you can just imagine literally as you are walking through the brand new door, you are about to walk through a brand new brand new portal. You're about to walk through a brand new portal here, my gorgeous Aquamarini. The new door are about to open. So when the new year starts, you can just imagine all this kind of mind-blowing energy coming into your life, but guiding you also along the way. So what is going to be so surprising about January 2023? Well, from the beginning of January, you will be able to feel the energy and vibration that you did not expect whatsoever. You're gonna feel very light, in energy. Of course, when it comes to the actual energy, you're gonna feel re-energized, and you're not gonna be able to understand where this is coming from. You're gonna feel quite optimistic. You're going to feel quite enthusiastic, and at the same time, from the beginning of the actual January, from the 1st of January, there are gonna be a silly little ideas on your mind. And I'm saying silly little ideas because that's exactly how you're going to be thinking about them, because there are certain things going to be on your mind that they've never been on your mind before. But I say silly because that's who you're going to feel when you perceive these things when they come to you, because oh my God, you're just not going to kind of understand where this kind of a passion it's actually coming from. Where just remember what I said before, karmically there is a lot that came to an end. So this January, the beginning of January, it's also starting to bring to you a pretty much so the whole new world of opportunities and possibility. There is a lot that you have learned over the last like 3 or 4 years, oh my God, about your life, about yourself, about everything. But sometimes we learn things, we go through things and we register them, but we are not even aware of it. It just stays at the back of our mind, and it just comes out, you know, at a time when we are ready. And this is like, you're going to be reminded, oh yeah, I remember this, yeah, I said that I'm going to do something about it, but I didn't. Oh yeah, I remember when I was inspired like then by this, and now suddenly I'm thinking about that aspect of my life. You see what I mean? It's just like pretty much, so you need to understand that the month of January, it's also the month of your spiritual awakening and your awakening in general. So not only that, but it's just like you're going to feel extremely kind of active and extremely energetic. And this is where things are going to start becoming very interesting. You see, let me tell you this, you're going to feel extremely active and extremely determined. You're going to be full of energy at the beginning of January. And you know what is going to happen, which is going to blow you away. Now suddenly you're going to be like, oh my God, I want to do the one particular thing that I was just keep on putting off. So something very annoying is going to come to you that you want to do, but you know that needs doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, if you wanted to kind of change your carpets in your home for a long time, so that's a big job. Oh God, I need to change your carpets. You know, I've been thinking about it for a year, but you've just been keep on leaving it behind. You know, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do it later. I hate changing carpets type of thing. You know, maybe you will want to kind of change the floorboards. Do you know what I mean? And then again, like, oh no, I hate changing floorboards. And then you've just like you're just kind of putting this off, you know, because you don't like doing it, because it's a big job. It takes time. It takes lots of energy. It just messes everything up in terms of vibration for a while when it comes to our own peace. Maybe you needed to paint the walls. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, oh no, it's a big job painting the walls. Do you understand what I mean? So something like that along those terms, it's actually going to come to you like, oh my God, suddenly, let's say that you want to change your carpet. Let's say you needed to change your carpet, and now suddenly at the beginning of January, you're suddenly going to think like, oh yeah, now I want to change the carpet. It's not only that you're going to be so kind of keen and eager to actually do this, but at the same time you are going to feel kind of enthusiastic, and you're going to feel kind of optimistic, and you are going to feel kind of energized when you're thinking about it. So you, instead of feeling really low and negative, you know, you are going to feel like, yeah, I can't wait to do this. And this is the energy that I'm talking about. This is how you will know that something is changed, something is moving on. And then at the same time, that is going to make you aware of that big decision that you made in December that made you so scared, that big decision, that massive decision that you made, you know, like you doing something major, making a major step, you know, making yourself happy at the same time, but you were so worrying whether this was the right decision or not in December that you've made. Now this is all going to be like, oh my God, it's going to become obvious. It's going to become obvious. So there is also going to be such a mind-blowing confirmation that you are going to have with the decision that you made in December, but it was worrying you so much whether it was the right decision or not. So it's going to be like a huge big mama confirmation here as well. But the bottom line is, my gorgeous Aquamarini, when it comes to January, you are going to have this like kind of like, you know, this, you're going to feel active, you're going to feel determined, and this is going to be in your mind at the beginning of January. So you will know that this is something that, you know, you will know that the things are changing. So let's say that you want to change the carpets, that you needed to change your carpets, and now you're just starting to do this, blah, blah, blah. You're changing your carpets and you're really enjoying it. Like kind of like you will just love this, you will enjoy this. This is because, you know, that huge amount of negative energy that was around you for a while is just basically disappeared. And this huge amount of energy, negative energy that was around you for a while, was just keeping you too frequently, too restrained, which means that you were kind of unhappy with certain aspects of your life. But then again, you just waited for the considerate amount of time to see how you're going to feel, you know, later on, which you were absolutely fine. But the bottom line is, my gorgeous Aquamarini, that when you kind of find yourself being really active and determined, and let's say that you're working on your carpet, let's say you're changing your carpet, for example, it could be anything, do you know that? So let's say you're changing your carpet, and now you're really getting into it. When we really get into it and we really enjoy ourselves and we really work on something, we are at the same time creating a very special and very powerful and very sacred energy and vibration that in return, it's just we are sending this, like we are creating this very special energy and vibration, and in return you know, we kind of like get a lot of back, like in terms of the actual our own reflection. Now suddenly we have like kind of all sorts of ideas, all sorts of realizations, and all sorts of revelations as well that come to us, because it's coming from this very sacred energy of enjoyment. When you're doing something and you put so much energy towards, or you're enjoying yourself so much, you know, this is also creating this absolutely like kind of sacred energy, you know, that goes, you know, and then it just bounces back at us with certain revelations that we should pay attention to. So what am I trying to say? That at the time when you're working on something like this, like let's say changing a carpet, something it's going to come to you, some kind of mind-blowing idea, like a really, really important idea. And that idea, it's going to be pretty much so to do with you making a big change, big mama change, big change when it comes to your home, when it comes to your immediate environment, okay? And this is going to bring you so much pleasure, so much joy, so much peace, such a contentment into your life. And you're going to like this, because for what you're going to decide to do, what you're going to become aware of to do, like this idea that you're going to have to make a big change, and this big change is to do with your home, it's to do with your immediate environment, something huge, you know. You're also going to be supported by those people in your life that means to you the most, you know, and this is going to mean to you as well. But on another hand, when you have that idea, you know, this is going to be something really important for you to actually do, because it's happening in this specific way. And at the same time, what you will not know and what you will not understand is that you are going to have, by the end of the actual January already, my gorgeous Aquamarini, by the end of the actual January already, you are going to have an opportunity already which is going to present itself to you. And this opportunity, there is something that you're going to find just a little bit challenging about it, but it's not like it's just the only thing that you're going to find something challenging about it. It's because you will be thinking that you want things to do things a little bit quicker. So it's nothing major, it's nothing like, oh my god, horrible, it's nothing nasty, no baby, no. You will just want to do things like as quick as you possibly can. But sometimes certain things do take time. So this is so important when it comes to you, and it's so important to follow this vibe and to follow this vibration. And right now at the beginning of 2023, this is going to be so important. It's going to start you off, and it's also going to kind of show you direction. It's going to pave the way for you. You know, what do you need to kind of pay attention to and focus on at this stage of your life. So it's pretty much so about you knowing that you need to make a really big change when it comes to your immediate environment. But this is going to bring you like so much happiness into your life, and you will see exactly what I mean. By the time you get to February, my gorgeous Aquamarini, now by the time you get to the actual February, this is like fantastic, because in February you are going to have a very, very unusual omen, very unusual sign. But you're going to like this, because this omen is going to be rather good, and this omen is going to be rather nice. And the reason why I say unusual, it's only because it's going to have a couple of stages. Do you know, it happened before. First of all, when it comes to February, you are going to hear an unusual sign. You're going to hear an unusual noise. Boom, boom, boom. And it's like, oh my god, this noise is absolutely unusual. But it's like, you know, not necessarily the noise that you've never heard before, but it's just this particular noise. There is something going to be so unusual about it, and it's going to get your attention. And that's the purpose of this noise, to get your attention. So this noise, unusual noise that you're going to hear in February, it's actually going to be a sign that very soon after that moment in time, you're going to see an animal. You are going to see an animal. It could be a cat, it could be a dog, it could be a bird, it could be a bear, it could be a wolf, it could be a tiger, it could be a lion. Do you know, like it could be just, it depends where you live. It could be like any animal. But what you need to understand is that as soon as you become aware of that animal, this is going to be a good omen. This is going to be a sign. There is something going to be striky about this animal. There is something going to be quite unusual about this animal, and this animal is also going to kind of like make a contact with you in a very unusual way. Maybe this animal is going to look at you quickly, maybe this animal is just gonna like kind of like, maybe it's a bird and it's gonna land to your, you know, like a windowsill, you know, but there's some kind of connection that an animal is actually going to make with you, apart from just being like extremely like kind of striky. There is something going to be unusual the way this animal is going to look as well. So this, as soon as you kind of like become aware of this animal, whatever this animal is going to be, you need to understand this is very, very important for two completely different things. One thing is, I can assure you 1,000,000% that as soon as you become aware of that animal, this is your good omen. You need to immediately, so you see an animal, oh my God, you know, and then you need to immediately reflect on what was on your mind at that moment in time. I can assure you 1,000,000%, 10,000,000%, 20,000,000%, I can assure you that you were blocking yourself with something. You're gonna be thinking negatively about an aspect of your life that only you can kind of like work on. It's something that you need to do, but only you can do this. Only you can make this necessary step, but you are the only one also that can stop yourself and prevent yourself from doing it. So you need to open yourself up then and there. Yeah, and you need to reflect at that moment in time what exactly you were thinking about, and you will see that you were like thinking negatively about an aspect of your life that you need to be as optimistic as you possibly can. This is so important for you to change your mind immediately and literally go for it straight away. Literally, because you don't want this negativity and this negative kind of your negative kind of attitude about something. You don't want to kind of manifest into real challenges later on. So this is what is going to be kind of like what you need to pay attention to, what exactly you were thinking about at that moment in time, my gorgeous aquamarini. So you need to release this negative energy and immediately think optimistically about it and just take it on then and there. And another thing that you're also going to kind of, you need to understand when it comes to that good omen that you're going to see, that little animal, this is also going to be a gorgeous little messenger when it comes to you understanding that, you know, the process of change, it's about to start. My goodness, the process of change in your life, it's about to start. And that process of change, it's like everything you were looking for, everything what you were waiting for, the whole new journey in your life, it's about to start. And that is going to require from you to make a certain alteration as well. And this alteration that you are going to make, it's like pretty much so about you making a really wise choice here, which is going to bring you recognition, both recognition and success. And at the same time, that choice that you are going to make, it's also going to be kind of like that change that you're going to make, you know, it's like also going to be like alteration, for example, that you're going to make. Sorry, that alteration that I'm talking about, it's also about you. It's a lot to do with you revisiting old plans. It's also a lot to do with you revisiting old plans. And that means that, you know, it's like you are continuing to move forward with your life, but at the same time, you're expanding your plans as well by taking the next steps. But the important part of all this is you revisiting some kind of old plan as well. This is really important indeed. This in itself is going to bring a huge victory into your life. Just remember this, my gorgeous aquamarini. Very important indeed. By the time you get to March 2023, this is brilliant. March is going to be fantastic, big mama. March is going to be absolutely brilliant, because, you know, it's a lot to do with you feeling so pleased with yourself, so proud of yourself, because it's an accomplishment. Okay, so in March 2023, you are going to have a mind-blowing accomplishment here, a recognition. And this in itself, it is going to be the time where you are going to feel so happy, and at the same time, you're going to find this extremely rewarding, because the March 2023, it's all about you having rewards from hard work and enjoying a rather important success here. You are going to feel extremely pleased with yourself, and people who know you are going to be really proud of you as well. And it's not only that, the March is going to be absolutely mind-blowing for you. The month of March 2023, it's going to be mind-blowing for you. So on one hand, you have got a huge accomplishment, big success when it comes to finances, big success when it comes to you proving your point at the same time, you know, to someone. You will see what I mean. But at the same time, this is going to be big success when it comes to the direct results from all your hard work. And I'm talking about the things that you've been working on over the last 2 or 3 years. This is going to be big. But it's not only about that. The month of March, it's also now you're going to like this so much. You know why? Because over the last 2 or 3 years, within the last 2 or 3 years, you attempted something, you wanted to start something within the last 2 or 3 years. And when I say you wanted to start something, this is to do with a big wish. You know, this is something very important to you, but something else happened. You know, within the last 2 or 3 years, you heard something on the outside that really puts you off, and then you just thought it wasn't the right time, and you moved on, and you didn't return to it because so many other things started to happen that you had to deal with naturally. Of course, you know. But so now, now as soon as you become aware of this like kind of confirmation, this success and this accomplishment, this in itself, it's really like almost immediately you will know that now it's time to have this new plan. Okay, so first accomplishment, success, like a big mama, great. But then again, this is all going to naturally lead towards you kind of coming up with a new plan. This is why I mentioned what happened within the last 2 or 3 years. You already attempted this, or you were just so kind of like intense, you know, you wanted to attempt it, and it's just showing as if you attempted already, but it just didn't work out. So now so this is something that means to you so much. Listen to me very carefully. This is to do with your spiritual journey. This is to do with your soul purpose, and this is to do with the karma. So this is going to be keep on coming back and coming back and coming back into your life until you literally take this on. Why? Because it's meant to be part of your life. You know, it's meant to be it's part of your soul purpose. So it's going to be keep on bouncing back until you actually take this on. So this new plan is really, really important because it's to do with your wish, and also at the same time, now you're going to have so much hope and confidence to actually take this on because of that accomplishment that I've mentioned in March. So this in itself, it's going to give you hope and confidence, especially when you become aware of like some kind of uncertainties that you're going to be facing. You're not going to know and understand how exactly you're going to do this, you know, but it's just all about this hope and confidence that is at the same time going to be acting like an angel wings. Like it's got this hope and confidence. It's at the same time one angel wing is a hope, another angel wing is another angel wing is a confidence that is going to help you to elevate like an angel and just like basically flow through towards the stage of your life that you feel like you should be flowing towards. Most certainly, indeed. So this is the March is gonna be amazing, okay, because this new plan and now you're going to be having a new plan, and you're going to love this because it's also at the same time going to make you feel really optimistic. It's going to start making you feel so good about yourself. There is so much going to start changing like in your life, especially when it comes to your future in terms of planning. You know, so much optimism you're going to have here, and this is going to be a driving force indeed. By the time you get to April 2023, it's like amazing. Like this is incredible. Now this year, I don't even know what to say. You have been waiting for this for such a long time. I don't even know what to say, how important this year is going to be. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now April, another accomplishment. It's not going to be as huge March. Okay, so March is a big mama. March, it's like, hello darling, it's a big mama waving at me. March, yeah? March is a big accomplishment. That's really big, okay? But April, it's also an accomplishment that you're going to become aware of. You know, it's not going to be as big, but this accomplishment that you're going to become aware of is going to surprise you a little bit, but you're going to like this. You know, you're going to feel like a sweet little victory here. You know, this is going to be very personal to you when it comes to this accomplishment, but it's most importantly, it's actually going to really, this accomplishment, it's more like on a personal level because it's going to give you confidence again to be brave and to have the strength in order to make the necessary necessary move, the necessary step. And the necessary step that you're going to need to make, it's going to be on one hand extremely kind of wise step for you to do, but at the same time something is going to be scaring you, you know, because you are going to be dealing with a certain people at around the time that are quite ignorant, and something is going to be scaring you a little bit. But this is important for you to understand. This accomplishment that is going to give you confidence and bravery, you know, and strength in order to make this like kind of really important step, really important move. You need to understand the bottom line is this is going to be really, really wise, and this important and brave move that you're going to make, it's like pretty much so going to reflect on you finding out so much about yourself when it comes to like some kind of hidden emotion, and also finding out something very interesting about your own practicality, because that brave move that you're going to make, it's instantly going to really reflect on the part of your life that made you feel too frequently too restrained, but you knew this, you know, something that made you feel too frequently too restrained, you know, and that was affecting you because you don't like that. Nobody likes this, you know, when you can't move your spiritual body in the way that you want to move. You can't try what you want to try, you can't do what you want to do, and then if we carry on living like that, then we become like robots. So of course that this is going to be really great and wise move for you to do. So what you're gonna do, this brave move and this the kind of like this brave step that you're gonna make is just gonna like kind of you're gonna feel like you need to be brave to do this, only because you're gonna be dealing with certain people you don't want to deal, but especially when it comes to them being ignorant, you know. So this is why this is so important, because that brave move and step that you're going to make, it's going to literally attack the part of your life that made you feel too frequently too restrained. So this too restrained. So that's absolutely brilliant. And also when it comes to the actual April, what I want you to understand when it comes to the actual April, you are going to be challenged by some people, you know, who absolutely don't make sense whatsoever. So you need to understand this, to not to waste your energy too much on those people who don't make sense, because you're going to be challenged by certain people and they're going to be telling you certain things that absolutely don't make sense. Like they're going to try to prove their point to you, but you have your point and it's completely different. You know, your point is in Paris, their point is like in Jamaica. Do you know what I mean? It's like two completely different things, like so far away. So there is no absolutely point to try to prove your point to this group of people, because it's like you will know that what you are saying it's absolutely right. And I'm not saying to you to fight or anything like that. I'm just saying to not to waste too much of your energy on people who absolutely don't mean anything to you, and on the people who absolutely don't make sense whatsoever. But you do need to put your point across. There is a certain point that you're going to need to put across. Okay, this is very important. You know, you need to kind of stand up for yourself, and you need to put your point across as well. Okay, this is some, and then in the nicest possible way, but don't waste your energy too much on these people, because I can see that it's only going to be pointless. You're never going to be able to understand each other. But then again, these people are not like the main people in your life, so it doesn't really matter. But I just think that you're going to get yourself caught up with a certain things that you're going to be kind of dealing with at the time, and maybe it's going to happen at a time when you feel a little bit more sensitive for whichever reason. So maybe your response is not going to be the way it normally would be. So I can sense a little bit of sensitivity you're going to be going through. So just remember to actually just to, you know, to not to waste too much of your energy whatsoever. But you do need to put your point across. You do need to put your point across. This is so important. Sorry, you do need to put your point across, because if you do not put your point across, you're never ever gonna be able to kind of put your point across again with these people. All you need to do is just make sure to put your point across. That's all you need to do. But if you don't do it now, you're not gonna have a chance to do this again. So important indeed, because at around the end of the year, you will see that you will have an incredible opportunity that you wouldn't even normally notice or realized if you actually didn't respond to this situation in this particular way. Trust me, you will get to this point and you will understand where am I coming from. By the time you get to the actual May, my gorgeous aquamarini, by the time you get to the actual May, it's like you are gonna feel just some kind of like a little bit of struggle and a little bit of like kind of unsatisfied desires. And now this is going to like kind of like really kind of create an obstacle in itself. So as soon as you feel like unsatisfied desire, and as soon as you feel a little bit of struggle, you know, and that in itself, it's going to kind of create a little conflict within you. And what you're going to need to do when it comes to these unsatisfied desires, you need to do something about it, you know, because that means that you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The month of May, it's also the month of your own transformation. So don't kind of like, this is not going to be horrible, it's not going to be nasty, it's not going to be sad, but this is bringing an important clarity into your life, in important clarity, which is going to come you now suddenly feeling unsatisfied with certain aspects of your life. This in itself, it's an important clarity that is going to make you aware of an important choice which you are going to need to make before the end of that month. And an important choice that I'm talking about here, it's about you understanding you're going through transformation. So now you just need to kind of find yourself in that particular mode where you are going to be clearing away the old in order to make a way for the new. So this is to do with an alteration in your life, but then again at the same time, it's just coming out of some kind of stagnation as well. Okay, this is also going to kind of like be the process by the end of the month where you are going to come out of some kind of stagnation as well, you know. Very important indeed. And also when it comes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, when it comes to the May, that's not all what May is going to be about, trust me. So when it comes to May, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, 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 oh my god, god, my gorgeous aquamarini. When it comes to May, this is what I want to say to you. It's just going to be an amazing, amazing, amazing opportunity. You are going to become aware of an amazing opportunity. My God, you have to be strong. You have to be bold. You have to be courageous when you become aware of this amazing opportunity. This is so important for you to understand, and now is the time to take action when it comes to that opportunity, because that opportunity is to do with you feeling so passionate about it. It's to do with your passion. It's to do with your passion. But for some reason, as soon as you become aware of this absolutely amazing, mind-blowing opportunity, you are for some reason going to be thinking like a little bit later on, I'll do this later on. No, baby, no. You need to take this opportunity right now, then and there. Listen to me very carefully. It's almost like a part of the little challenge that you're gonna think, oh yeah, I'll do this like in few months or something. No, baby, no. You need to start some kind of process right now. And I'm telling you, you're gonna enjoy yourself. You're gonna like this, because this is to do with your passion, literally. And it's going to help you to come out of yourself by doing those things that you feel so good and so passionate about. So you just have to go for it immediately. By the time you get to the actual June, are we in June? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just checking. But just checking June. Now it's like, oh my God, like you are going to have such a beautiful emotional experience in June. It's like, oh my God, you're going to have a beautiful emotional experience when it comes to the actual month of June. And I like this so much. That beautiful and emotional experience is going to inspire you so much. It's going to make you feel alive again. It's going to open your eyes. It's going to make you aware of the fact that there is so much more to life. There is so much more to do. So there is so much more to try. There is so much more to start. There is so much more to live. Do you know, like, oh my God, I don't even know how to explain. This is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. And at the same time, you know, that is going to mark, like, you know, the beginning of a very very, very ridiculously meaningful experience in your life. What you're gonna try, and what are you going to explore, and what are you going to kind of tap into is going to change your life forever. This vibration and this energy, if and things didn't awake you in your life so far, this most certainly will. Your whole life is going to change after this moment in time. You are reaching your turning point, and you are reaching the stage where you are literally going to find out the whole new world, literally the whole new world. So this is to do with the beginning of a really meaningful experience. You know, this is like quite adventurous moment in time. This is going to be like an adventure. You know, it's like to do with a very, as I said, you know, it's to do with a significant life experience that requires change to be made. So it's to do with a significant life experience that is literally going to require certain changes to be made. What you're going to try is going to change your life forever. What you're going to become aware of is going to, like, oh my God, it's going to instantly make you feel like so good about yourself, so good about your life, and most importantly, so good about what's to come. It's like, oh my God. So this in itself, you know, when I say significant life experience which is going to require certain changes to be made, you know, when I say this is going to bring such a desire. Oh my God, my gorgeous Aquamarini, like I haven't seen a reading for you like this in a long time. This is like, oh my God. It's been like up and down when it comes to you. Like, so you had to deal with so much, and I absolutely got used to it, you know. I'm always looking for good things to find in the reading, so it's not all dark, you know. But you have been through so many complex situations over the last 2-3 years. Like, I'm like flabbergasted right now. It's so good to do your reading like this. It just like gives me really good energy, you know. I can feel the vibe, baby. Do you know what I mean? So this is going to bring such a desire and determination in your life, you know, very strong willpower, and you will know that you're gonna have some kind of idea of the time, how long it's something going to take, but you are, my gorgeous Aquamarini, making a rather intelligent choice by doing this. You know, it's to do with your desire, a will, and important resolution. For the first time in such a long time, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you are going to have a control over a specific situation that was affecting your strength, that was affecting your courage, that was affecting your energy, that was affecting your determination, that was affecting your confidence, you know, that was affecting you being as kind of successful in life by accomplishing certain things, you know. It was affecting your like kind of like a longevity. When you start doing something, you don't go as long as you kind of would, you know what I mean? So you don't make the most of it. So this is the first time in your life that you're actually going to have a control over a specific situation, and this is going to be the way out. This, you're just basically really kind of walking through this door and knowing like which changes basically, you know, which changes do you need to make. And also by the end of this month, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you are going to have some very powerful and unexpected revelations, and these unexpected and powerful revelations that you are going to have before the end of this month of June are also going to kind of like make you aware of how much you've changed, you know. And also they're gonna these revelations are gonna help you to kind of break free, you know, at the time where you're still kind of like something is still kind of maybe like, oh, what if, do you see what I mean? So these unexpected revelations are gonna be absolutely brilliant, because it's going to kind of like really help you to release the old belief system. And this is natural because you're changing, you've learned so much, and these revelations are gonna make you aware of like how much you've actually changed and how much you've actually learned, you know, especially over the last 2 or 3 years indeed. By the time you get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 July, by the time you get to July 2023, it's like, oh my God. Oh my, this is like Aquamarini, I don't even know what to say. Stranger in the night, Aquamarini in the morning, na 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 na. stranger in the night, aquamarine in the morning, a stranger in the night, baby, aquamarine in the morning. Like, my goodness, you see what I mean? You know what am I saying? What am I hinting here? Stranger in the night. July is bringing a bit of a stranger in the night. Da, 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 aquamarine in the morning. La 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 la. I'm not just talking about a little stranger in the night, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about someone very, very special. It's about to enter your life. Like, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. You wonder, like, when is that gorgeous person going to walk into my life? When am I going to meet someone? Aquamarine, July 2023. This person is going to be mind-blowing in so many different ways, and you're going to meet this person in a completely unexpected way. Like, instantly you are, oh my god, instantly there is going to be like a mind-blowing attraction in between you two. But also there is so much more that you're going to be able to connect to this person, you know. And when I say this, it's going to be like on spiritual terms. You have got a very similar way of thinking, but what is actually going to come out really later on, you're not going to know that to start with when you meet this person, but later on you're going to realize, when you go deeper and deeper and deeper with your relationship, you know, you're going to realize that there is something that happened to both of you long time ago, like a long time ago. Like, you are sharing some kind of experience, like from your childhood or something like that. You will understand that something is already kind of connecting you, some kind of experience, some very unusual and strange experience that you went both through, like at an early stage in your life. But only later on you're going to find this out, when you kind of realize, oh my god, this person is like your soulmate. Like, this person is someone very, very special, you know. This person is someone very kind of like really, really different. So my gorgeous aquamarine is somebody really amazing. It's about to enter your life in July 2023. You're gonna learn so much about yourself through this person. You're gonna learn, and that person is gonna learn so much about themselves through you as well. There is so much that you will want to explore with that person. You're gonna start feeling alive again, and you're going to realize that you've never ever have been in your life with anybody like this. This is someone really, really special, and at the time you're going to think that that person is like some kind of angel, or that person is from a completely different world. You're not going to be able to believe what an incredible person is about to walk into your life. It's like, oh my god, it's almost as if you created this person by yourself, and you probably did with your mind, with the power of manifestation. You invited this person in, and now this person is absolutely coming. Like, oh my god. So my gorgeous aquamarine, you know, stranger in the night, da, 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 da. Now this is your stranger in the night. This is your love, you know. Love is coming. And for those of you who are not looking for relationship, and for those of you who are like, you know, married or whatever, you're in a relationship, or you don't want to be in a relationship for whichever reason, then this person is still going to come through, but not like that. So there is still someone going to come forward. If you're not looking for the actual relationship, July is still going to bring a very special person into your life, like who is going to make like an amazing impact like no one before. But it's going to come in the form of a friend, and someone who you also share something. You see what I mean? Someone who you also share something from a long time in your past. You're going to realize through that person you are going to be having a very similar way of thinking in spiritual terms, but also at the same time, you know, that person is going to be inspiring you to do things you didn't do before, to try things you've never tried before. So it's going to kind of keep you alive, especially when it comes to your passion, because it's so much you're going to realize through that person about yourself, but that person is going to realize so much about themselves as well. So if you're looking for someone, or you're not looking for someone major, it's about to walk into your life who is going to make a mind-blowing impact on a long, you know, in a long way to come. You know, it's going to stay in your life like for a really, really long time. Someone who is going to make a major, major impact, and I really like it. You know, like whether this is going to be stranger in the night or whether this is going to be a friend, you know, I will tell you that this person, it's going to, like, it's kind of going to help you to understand the pleasure in your daily existence. You know what I mean? What else do we need? You know, this is fantastic. So there you go. Someone very special is coming into your lives, my gorgeous aquamarine, in the month of July 2023, indeed. Okay, and even if it doesn't happen in July, just trust me, even if it doesn't happen in July, it's just that this, you know, months at around July are going to be very, very significant when it comes to someone very special entering your life, indeed. And also when it comes to July, that's not all, baby. When it comes to July, also, my gorgeous aquamarine, is something is going to happen completely unexpectedly, you know, and it's really going to surprise you. And it's to do with a message and information. First of all, you're going to get a certain message and information, and you're going to find this mind-blowing. Someone is going to like kind of contact you, and they're going to tell you that a certain problem is like kind of going away, that certain problem came to an end, something that was bothering you and scaring you for such a long time, and that is going to happen completely unexpectedly, because trust me, this is not what you expected whatsoever. You did not expect this problem to go away, and you will know exactly what I mean, my gorgeous aquamarine. This is going to be obvious. So this surprising situation that you are going to have, which is going to blow you away, it's going to come in the form of a phone call or a message, and someone is going to make you aware of the fact that you're approaching the end of a very, very long and ongoing, annoying, difficult problem. Now this is fantastic because in itself, you know, this is very important, my gorgeous aquamarine, because at the same time that as soon as you really kind of understand, you know, that you're approaching the end of a problem, this is in itself at the same time going to give you an important clarity, especially when it comes to making a significant choice. And this important clarity, when I say that this is going to give you an important clarity, which is to do with you making a significant choice. Now, on one hand, when it comes to clarity, this is about you understanding, you know, which choice to make, but also at the same time understanding the power of being persistent, because this situation that is going to blow you away, it's only going to turn out to be this way because you were persistent. So this is the direct result of your own persistence, and this is going to open your eyes and remind you about what else do you need to be persistent. And this is the clarity that you're going to get when it comes to making that choice. Indeed, absolutely mind-blowing month in so many different ways. By the time you get to the actual August, are we in August? I'm just checking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. By the time we get to August, it's like, oh my God. By the time here, just a second. Stranger in the night. Sorry. Do you know? You know which tea I'm drinking. You know which tea I'm drinking. Rose and hibiscus with like you know, I always drink that tea with the actual organic unwaxed lemon and with organic honey. It's like, oh my God, it's fantastic. Aquarius. So now, my gorgeous aquamarine, this is another fantastic month. Like, I don't even know what to say, really. This is another like amazing month. So it's August, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. God, I'm terrible. August, you are going to have an amazing news. The beginning of August. Can you hear it? See, that's your confirmation, and I hope you can hear the sirens. Woo. August, aquamarine. That's it. Thank you. Thanks. Now, August is bringing you such an important message, and that siren was, I suppose, just your kind of sign to amplify this, how important this message is going to be, and how happy you're going to be. Okay, so August, at the beginning of August, you are going to have this good news, this amazing news. And I like this so much because this good news that you are going to have, it's also to do with the results of certain efforts. And that in itself is going to be much better than you can possibly imagine. So this amazing news is to do with your accomplishment. It's to do with what you kind of expected and waited for, but it's just going to turn out to be mind-blowing. Much bigger than what you could have possibly imagined, and even more so, that in itself is going to show you the way, especially when it comes to the certain advancement in your life. But it's also going to show you the way. You're going to realize some kind of desires here as well. You're going to realize some kind of desires and some kind of abilities, you know, that are going to give such an important determination and such an important initiative, which is going to bring so much strength and activity into your life. This is going to make you feel extremely powerful because it's to do with the success in your life, but it's also to do with you being reminded that you made a really wise choice at some moment in your life, like about a year or a couple of years after that, you made a wise choice, and this wise choice is also connected to it. It's the outcome. But however, this is going to make you feel like kind of emotional, and you are going to find yourself on the spiritual quest here, and it couldn't have happened at a better time. And the spiritual quest that you're going to find yourself here is just pretty much so it's you kind of starting to become bored with certain aspects of your life and doing something about it. And also the spiritual quest that you're going to find yourself at, you will just simply want more out of your life. You will want more out of life, and it couldn't have happened at a better time because you're going to feel this deep and emotional feeling when it comes to it, when it comes to this spiritual quest. But at the same time, it's about these desires that you've realized. Just understand, it's about these desires that you're going to realize by the end of this month. This is an important part of your process, my gorgeous aquamarines. Indeed, very, very important. Okay, so by the time you get to the actual, where are we now? September 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, by the time you get to the actual September, my gorgeous aquamarine, in September, you are going to have a surprise from somebody in your life. Somebody is really going to surprise you. Very, very special person, very significant person in your life. Somebody who's not around you every day, somebody who's not around you all the time, but somebody who means to you so much, and you mean so much to this person. So whether this is a family member, someone who you really love genuinely, or whether this is like a friend that you've been brought up with, or a friend that you know for such a long time, that particular person is going to make a reconnection with you. And I'm not saying that you've lost the connection or anything. No. Reconnection, like physically, that person is like kind of going to surprise you, but in the best possible way. You know, that person is going to like kind of connect with you, reconnect, but no, I'm not saying you lost connection. Don't get me wrong. That person is going to come through forward, and it's going to surprise you with something. It's going to be like to do with a visit, but then again, that particular visit is at the same time going to bring you even more happiness, because that person is going to tell you something, and that person has got a little surprise for you, and that person is going to treat you with something like a surprise, and that surprise it's going to be bigger and better than you could possibly imagine. And that surprise, it's also going to require from you to go somewhere. You know, that surprise is going to require from you to kind of travel somewhere. See what I mean? Like to go somewhere. So you're gonna love this. Like, so it's not only about someone who you really love coming forward, surprising you, making a connection with you, surprising you, but it's also even more so on top of that, that person is actually going to really tell you something, and you will know that this is going to make you feel so good. You're going to feel instantly so excited. That person is about to treat you with something really, really nice. They're going to take you somewhere, and you're going to absolutely love it, my gorgeous aquamarini, indeed. And also, do you know what I was going to say? You know, yeah, also what I was going to say, when it comes to August, no, 9, 10, 11, 12, you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. September. When it comes 9, 10, 11, 12. My God, I'm terrible. When it comes to September, also, my gorgeous aquamarine, in September, you are a really, you know what is going to happen? You are really going to have that's another important month here. In September 2023, you are going to overcome a huge obstacle and challenge, okay? You are going to overcome also a huge obstacle and the actual challenge. That makes me feel so good, because I know how good you're going to feel, because this is to do with a huge, massive victory. Massive victory. And this, as soon as you become aware of this massive victory, you are going to know that you are going to need to have an important conversation with someone. And as soon as you hear who you need to have an important conversation with, you're going to feel sick. No, you're not going to feel sick, but you're not going to like it. You're going to hear, you're going to like, so basically September, it's a huge month of the actual victory for you. Victorious. It's the huge month of victory, because you are going to overcome one of the biggest obstacles and challenges of your lives. Again, victory. But this is not all. The problem is, as soon as you become aware of this victory, you will know that now the next stage, what you need to do, you need to have an important conversation, like a bit of a negotiation with someone, but it's more to do with an important conversation. And this in itself, it's really going to put you off, because it's to do with a person who is not really kind of nice in your eyes. It's to do with a person who's very dark and negative when it comes to their energy, somebody who's like a bit of an energy vampire, and somebody who doesn't make you feel good about yourself, and somebody who, when you talk to that person, you lose yourself, because they have got such a heavy energy. They've got like, oh, they're so heavy, and then you don't feel yourself, and then you know that this is a bit of an energy vampire you need to deal with, blah blah blah. No, baby, no, listen to me very carefully. When you kind of become aware of this victory in September, listen to me very carefully. When you become aware of this victory in September, I want to say this to you. I want to shout from rooftops. This is important, that you are instantly going to think about this person who's going to put you off, because you will know that you have to have an important conversation. But I'm telling you that this is going to turn out to be completely different. You are going to have this important conversation with that person by the end of the month, and it's going to turn out to be completely different. You will think it's going to be horrible and dark and negative. No, baby, no. It's going to be completely different. And it's going to be really good, because there is some kind of inspiration that you're going to come out of, that is going to come out of that. You're going to learn something about yourself. You're going to realize something about yourself, and you're going to like it. And there is an amazing inspiration that is actually going to come out of it as well. What to do and how to make your life like kind of more simple, you know, and especially when it comes to like, you know, maybe you're going through certain stress at the time and things like that. There is some kind of really mind-blowing inspiration that you are going to have, my gorgeous aquamarine. So you have to go for that negotiation indeed. Please, very important, that conversation, because it's going to turn out to be incredible. You're going to find out something so invaluable, literally invaluable, about yourself and about your life, that you wouldn't be able to find out anywhere else. And also, when it comes to September, my gorgeous aquamarini, when it comes to September, you are going to make a really wise investment. Really wise investment, and some kind of a consistent person in your life, again, like a friend or someone very important in your life, it's going to let you know when is the right time. And through that important person in your life who's consistent, like a really great friend, really smart, really clever, through that person you will know when it's the right time to make some kind of a wise investment. And let me tell you, this investment is going to be a wiser than you could have possibly imagine. My goodness. By the time you get to the actual October 2010, 11, 12. By the time you get to the actual October, you see this is a little bit of disappointment that you are going to have, because it's like to do with like a rather bitter experience. You know, in October you are going to have a little bit of a bitter experience, and I think that you are going to be just like a little bit disappointed when it comes to certain person in your life. But you know what, at this moment in time, this is something that you could have expected. So already you expected this was at the back of your subconscious mind. In your life you have been through so much. In your life in general you have been through a lot. You're really good and you really know how to read, you know, certain people, and already you were like kind of aware of something when it comes to that particular person. So someone is going to be directly responsible for you having a rather bitter experience and disappointment when it comes to October, but at least it's going to like kind of make you aware of like who to be wary of. And at the same time, you know what is really good, that when you have, I know this sounds crazy, but you know, when you have this like kind of like a bitter experience, you know, you take this as a timestamp, as your own little baby timestamp. Listen, so when you have this bitter experience and this like kind of disgust, it's like a disappointment, almost like you're going to be a little bit disgusted, yeah. So when you have this bitter experience, you know, let me tell you, you know, things like that happen. This is not going to completely surprise you. It's more about confirmation than anything else, yeah? But when you have this bitter experience, just remember that basically it's like your sign, like, so as soon as you have this bitter experience, just remember this is your sign to actually very, very huge amount of stress that you've been going through, it's coming to an end. You know, very stressful situation in your life, it's also coming to an end at the same time. So it means that as soon as you become aware of this bitter experience, and as soon as you become aware of this disappointment, you need to understand that that is also your sign that an overburdened feeling and excessive pressures and stress that you've been through are soon to be resolved as well. Okay, so it doesn't really matter this. You shouldn't let this to kind of affect you whatsoever. So this is something that you need to kind of really understand. And also, you know, you are going to really know how much effort do you need to kind of put in towards something in order to come out of it, if that makes sense. This is really, really important for you to understand indeed. And also, my gorgeous Aquamarine, when it comes to the actual October, you know, let me tell you that you are going to become aware of a certain news. Pay attention to this, is so important. So in October, you're also going to become aware of like this news of a really, really exciting opportunities. This is very important. And these exciting opportunities that you're going to become aware of, it's going to feel different, because again, it's to do with you being passionate. And it's again, this opportunity are going to allow you to be passionate, and these opportunities are going to allow you to do what you want to do, and to do what you are passionate about. And these opportunities are going to allow you to be yourself. So this is how important this is for you to understand. And also, on another note, whatever is going on throughout the actual October 2023, please do remember to finish what you start. Finish what you start, my gorgeous Aquamarine. This is so important karmically. By the time you get to the actual November 2023, now November 2023, it's like, oh my God, this is, I don't even know this is what to say. This is brilliant. November, it's all about you really now suddenly coming back to your spiritual mama, you know, spiritual mama time. This is brilliant. Now suddenly from the beginning of November, you're going to feel so spiritual. Throughout of November, you're going to be like kind of having so many signs. Pay attention to synchronicities. Like there are going to be so many signs. There are going to be so many omens. You will be dreaming throughout the actual November. And this time you will be able to remember so many of your dreams. You're gonna go into this like a super psychic mode when it comes to November 2023. It is the time to kind of like really meditate, ground yourself, recenter yourself, do something for yourself spiritually, do something that's on spiritual terms, you know, meditate, go to visit the forest, you know, it's like such an important stage of your life. And let me tell you, when it comes to November, this is how crazy things are going to be. Probably the most psychic months you've ever had in your life. Intuitively, it's going to be huge. It's going to be mental. You're normally intuitive, but now what's going to be happening, it's going to be out of this world. You're going to have messages and informations from all around the place, including the spirits. The people who used to be in your life are going to come forward, you know, throughout the month of November, and they're going to be guiding you so much with additional little messages, and you will know it's them. You will either smell their perfume, you will either smell their food, you will either kind of sense their energy. You will know who is visiting you, and you will know that when they visit you at the same time in November, you just have to reflect on what you were thinking about and think positive about it again. The spirits will want you to pay attention to exactly what you're thinking about and taking on the next step, next stage of your life. But sometimes we just need a little bit of like kind of extra work in form of the actual guidance. And also November, let me tell you, it's a fantastic time to actually meditate. And before you meditate, just ask a question and you will see Big Mama answer. You will see the answer you're actually going to have. So lots of answers are going to come to you through the actual meditation that you're going to feel so adamant about, you know, that you're going to feel so connected to, that you will be able to understand from a completely different perspective. So it's the month of spirituality. Surprise, surprise, because we have double one, isn't it? 11, you see November. So this doesn't surprise me at all. A lot to do with our own spiritual awakening. It's a lot to do with us and us understanding that if we don't take care of ourselves, no one else will. So this is why we just have to have a little bit of breaks and pauses in our lives. So just remember, you know, that you are going to have a great insights that are going to come from the actual meditations indeed. And also when it comes to the actual spiritual, some kind of spiritual idea, you're going to have a really mind-blowing idea here in November, by the end of November. But this idea, it's a lot to do with your own spirituality. Like suddenly you will want to, I want to do this, I want to get a new crystal, or I want to try this, I want to try that. On spiritual terms, you know, you will want to explore a certain aspect that you've never explored before. And this is yet again, a brilliant sign. So also, when it comes to November, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you are really, oh my God, resolution of such a big problem. Again, conclusion, which is again, pretty much so, it's about an important conclusion here. So this conclusion that you're going to have by the end of November, it's immediately going to bring healing energy into your life, because it's to do with a rather satisfactory result. So it's an amazing conclusion that you're also going to have by the end of November. And that conclusion that you're going to have, you will understand and you will know that it's also needed to have like a bit of a kind of a compromise with someone. But that in itself, it's also going to be kind of like a really something that, you know, needed to be done a long time ago. It was delayed. So you're going to absolutely love this, because you were waiting for this for a while. By the time you get to the actual December 2023, my gorgeous Aquamarini, now December, it is not going to be the month to actually start new projects, you know. It is not going to be the month to start new projects. It is definitely not going to be the month to sign new contracts. It's definitely not going to be the month to actually start new things if they're huge. If you can avoid December and start at any other month, at any other given time, it will be fine. But don't start new things in December, because the energy, it's not going to be that good to start new things and start new projects. You can, but sometimes when we start new things, things don't feel natural, and there is always a reason for it, because we are maybe doing things at the wrong time when the vibration is completely different. I'm not saying the vibration is going to be vile or anything like that, but I'm just saying that the vibration is going to be superb when it comes to you chilling out, like sitting down and planning. It's for planning. It's like, it's an amazing. Why? Because one type of vibration is not necessarily brilliant, you know, for everything. Do you see what I mean? So when it comes to kind of planning, you will see in December, you basically will sit down and you're going to start writing something. Like planning, let's say you're writing something and then suddenly you have all these mental ideas that are going to come like from all around the place. You know, you're going to have a really mind-blowing ideas that you wouldn't normally have, but on top of that you will have a bravery to kind of like think about them in a certain way and prepare yourself. Like it's going to give you time to prepare yourself, you know, when it comes to like making a really big step, which is going to happen like a few months down the line, but that's just a completely different year I'm talking about now. Do you see what I mean? So just remember this, that it's a great time. December, it's not to start new things, no baby, no, but it's amazing time to plan, because when you plan and you get into it, the additional ideas that are going to come to you that you wouldn't normally have. So make the most of it. You do not need to rush with anything at this stage in your life. Indeed, my gorgeous Aquamarini. And also, you know, do you know why I like December? Because December, it's also going to make you really aware of, like, you know, it's the month of growth. You see, don't get me wrong when I say like, oh my god, yeah, you shouldn't start new projects. No baby, no, that's just starting new project and starting new contracts, blah blah blah. But this, what I'm about to say now, changes everything. You see what I mean? Because it's like about this month you are going to have such an amazing growth. This is to do with your hard work. Okay, again, an amazing month when it comes to your growth through your hard work. Okay, so you will see your own progress. You will be able to see your own progress, and you are going to like it, because you are gonna be able to get something amazing for yourself, and you should reward yourself here. You should, I know you're gonna be thinking about buying something big or getting something huge or getting something enormous, you know, soon, and things like that. So this is what you're gonna be thinking about as a little reward, and you obviously should, of course you should. But I'm just saying that, you know, the month of December is going to bring a growth from your hard work, and this is like your little spiritual compass, you know, because it's going to show you the progress, and your own progress is going to show you the way what next you need to do. Okay, what next you need to do, and that in itself is going to require from you to kind of reorganize things in your life a little bit. But then again, at the same time, when it comes to you reorganizing things, it's just all about you realizing that, you know, the certain aspects are going to start changing in terms of the actual priorities. So it's all about the priority change. There is a specific, there are 2 or 3 different priorities that are going to change by the end of December, and this is going to require from you to notice it. There are a few things that you're going to have to kind of start changing the way you do things, and this is like all you kind of going with the flow and making the most of it at the same time. But you know, it's just, I like it so much because it's not only about growth and hard work, you know, and growth from a hard work and an amazing progress into your life, but it's also a lot to do with you feeling so creative and you feeling so good and you feeling so free at the same time. This is going to give you so much willpower and such a confidence into your life, and I really like it. And you're also going to become aware of like a very successful dealings as well here. This is so important, my gorgeous Aquamarini. You're not only going to become aware of successful dealings, like of the certain dealings that are going to be successful, you will already know this, but you are going to have some dealings that are going to be ridiculously successful as well. This is so important. And then on another hand, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you know what I really like? Because the month of December is just going to remind you, you know, now it's time for really great joy and success in your life. Yet again, I'm telling you, you've been through so much, and this is why this year it's absolutely mind-blowing. My gorgeous Aquamarini, I think that you have probably the most powerful year of all the signs when it comes to year 2023, and guess what? You absolutely deserve it, because as I said before, you've been through so much, and now you're Your time is literally coming. You know what? This is the time of a great joy and success. When it comes to December, that's how you're going to feel. You're going to feel excited. And you're also going to have absolutely brilliant, mind-blowing epiphanies that are going to lead to magical opportunities. Pay attention to these mind-blowing epiphanies you're going to have throughout the actual month. Okay, this is something I want you to remember. Pay attention to the mind-blowing epiphanies that you are going to have throughout this month, because these epiphanies that you are going to have, okay, are going to lead to magical opportunities. This is what you need to get, you know, and plans are going to work out absolutely perfectly. Just remain to be grateful, and the more grateful you are, the more better things, you know, the greater things, the greatest things are going to happen to you, keep on happening to you. This is absolutely brilliant. My gorgeous Aquamarini, I'm super happy for you indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Aquamarini, thank you so much for watching my videos. I wish you all the best in this crazy, amazing, mind-blowing year 2023. I wish you all the best. You really deserve it. You really do. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.